the only luxury property directly on the beach in this part of Costa Rica. You can see down there, there's 2 areas of the property. We're going to be going to both of them with Hans today. Up to your right, that's Mirador. These are the rooms that have the incredible views overlooking the water and Manuel Antonio National Park. And then down here on the left is Playitas. This is actually a semi-private beach, really accessible almost 100% of the time, only to guests of Arenas del Mar. And there's several rooms. There's Playitas Beach Bar. There's the beach club, boogie boards, things down there. So this makes this is great for families to stay down at the beach. Arenas del Mar is part of the Cayuga collection, which I think a lot of you are familiar with. Hans is the co-founder and president. They are a collection of sustainable luxury properties throughout Central America. They've been around for 16 years now, I believe, managing properties, and have a number of great hotels in Costa Rica that I know so many people on this call have experienced themselves. And then Isla Palenque in Panama, and also Jicarero Island in Nicaragua. The reason you stay here is really that beach rainforest combination, and you have kind of the best of both worlds. You have the views up from Mirador, from the pool, you have the beach access down at Playitas, and then you have what I think is unique to this part of the country, kind of when you hit the Pacific coast and move south, you actually have true rainforest that comes right up to the beach. This is another shot of Playitas, that little private beach that we'll go to at the end. The iconic swing. Everybody needs to get a shot on Instagram.
Occupancy.
Some of you probably know that Costa Rica, 25, I'm going to mute you quickly. 25% of the country has been preserved as national parks or private reserves. And then a very, what the most popular destination in Costa Rica in terms of all of the national parks is Manuel Antonio, this little strip of land right here. Easiest access point if you're trying to get clients here is to fly internationally into San Jose. And then it's less than a 3-hour drive. You kind of follow this highway to the Pacific coast down to Yaco and end up in Quepos. That takes under 3 hours. It's all paved highway. It's really, really easy to get to. Combines well if you wanted to do something in the interior, like Monteverde. But so we're going to zoom in here. Again, 3 hours from San Jose, where the beach meets the rainforest. And it's so great. I know so many clients right now are kind of looking for that one. They want things to be easy. Nothing is easy right now. But if you get them to Arenas del Mar, you can stay here for 5-7 days, even longer, and have abundant activities sort of at your fingertips. It's such a great destination for multi-generational family groups. If you have little kids, if you have teenagers. Hans has a situation like that in his own family. His oldest 2 are in college, and then his youngest daughter is 11. And they love coming here because there is something for everyone. And all of the off-site activities you might want to do, the zip lining, hiking to waterfalls, going to the national park, are in really close proximity. So when you leave the resort for the day, you don't have any long transfers you're contending with. The exception may be the whitewater rafting, I think, that takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get to. Another great thing about staying here is you're surrounded by 11 acres of rainforest reserve, 75% of which has been protected. So the wildlife, as you just saw from the monkey that was climbing through the lobby, is abundant. You'll see squirrel monkeys, white-faced capuchin monkeys, sloths on property, the red-eyed tree frogs at night. So you don't even need to leave the resort. You can go on guided hiking tours with their own guides, or of course they can set you up with a private visit to Manuel Antonio too. But there is a lot of wildlife that you get to see right on property. There's a surf club, you can rent sup boards, you can do surfing lessons with your kids, they have tortilla making complimentary, tree planting programs, behind the scenes sustainability tours that are all included for guests. But I'm going to turn this over to Hans now, kind of just to orient you. If you can see my cursor, we are going to start up here. This is Mirador, that's where Hans is. He's in the lobby right now. He's gonna take you around here, show you the great view, and then we're gonna hop in a golf cart and drive down to Playitas. Most guests get around the property by picking up their phone, dialing the reception, and literally within 30 seconds, an electric golf cart is at their door to take them wherever they need to go. We're gonna check out a room in building 3, which is where this number 11 is, down by Playitas. And we're gonna finish at the at the beach and at the restaurant. So Hans, I'm going to turn this over to you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Thank you, Kirsten. You're doing such an amazing job selling our properties. So thank you so much. You know, really, you got it down, and you can really feel the passion that you're bringing here, and that you've experienced this yourself, and that you're going to come. What, in next week or in like 10 days, you're going to come and visit us again. So
Yes.
that's wonderful. We're really excited that you're coming back.
Oh, me too.
So yes, hello from Arenas del Mar. I'm going to take you on a tour on the property, show you around. I'm sorry about me talking with our operations manager. We actually, we're quite full this weekend, so we had to make a change in which room we're going to see last minute. So we're going to go to building 4 instead of building 3. So always flexible, always making changes last minute. That's the hotel business. That's who we are. And I'm gonna, most importantly, turn my camera so you don't look at me, because that's boring, especially with this mask. So I'm gonna turn this around. So there you go. So I'm standing here at the bar. There's Brian, who's peeling mangoes for drinks tonight. Then looking here at the lobby, there's actually this is the multi-usage room that we have. Often kids play watch movies there at night while the parents eat, but right now it's used by guests as an office. We have just some guests checking out here, a family with 2 young children, if I believe they're right there. They're from Germany, so they're just checking out here.
Hans,
of course,
your
yes.
finger's covering your camera.
Sorry. There we go. All right, we're gonna learn here, as we go. So put on your sunglasses, because we're gonna get out in the bright sun of Manuel Antonio. It's a lot of leaves are falling right now because it's our summer, so we have to keep the leaves out of the pool. Somebody's, as you can see, they're in the pool and enjoying the view. So I'm gonna walk you just kind of behind here to take that look out of the national park here. There you go. See the tip there? That's Punta Cathera. That's the national park. The beach below. So one of my favorite things is that you can actually walk from here along the beach to the national park. I did that morning. I did a jog along the beach. It was beautiful. It's just so nice to be here. And as Kirsten said, I came a lot with my family here during the pandemic. We opened in July. And it really, gave me that lifeline to keep on going. It's so easy here, so beautiful, so relaxing. Everybody's so nice. There's a monkey on the roof. I don't know if you can see him. He's between the tree and me. Oops, sorry, not falling here.
We have someone on the call who's actually getting married at Arenas del Mar in June. So congratulations, Kelsey. This spot where Hans is a really great shot. Place to get wedding photos taken with that background. We have a lot of brides that do that.
That's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. So yes, I'm gonna go take a quick look at the restaurant. Right now it's 11 o'clock here, so breakfast is over and lunch is mostly down at the beach, where we're going to go in a little bit. So it's kind of quiet up here right now. There's the wellness center, which is down below the restaurant. Right now there's nobody here yet either. It usually starts a little bit later, the action there. Here's the restaurant. As you can see, the tables are distanced. Every table has a very nice alcohol spray. Of course, the view is always there, is always around. This is my favorite table. Oops. You there?
Oh, we lost your video.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Wait.
Are
we there again?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Okay, this is my favorite table. Look at that. Have breakfast here with that view. Oh man, everything's good, right?
And Mirador, this is all open air. Those glass panels.
It's all open air, yeah.
Rain, but it's all, you're basically living outdoors when you come almost anywhere in Costa Rica, which makes it such a great destination right now.
I think this is how we've been able to really control this much better than in other places. It's because everything's outdoors, you know, so you're really really in a good place in that way.
Are those
Okay,
birds we're hearing?
I'm sorry?
Were those birds we're hearing?
No, that was a baby.
Oh, okay.
It was a guess.
Really?
We'll hear the birds later. Okay, so here's Christian. You know, he's cleaning the golf cart with alcohol from Ecolab. You know, so between every ride, you know, we wipe down the areas to make sure everything is safe. And he's gonna take me down to building 4. And then we'll take it from there. I'm gonna sit next to him, so you have a bit of more of a view when we ride down. Cristian, vamos al edificio 4. So here we are, the golf cart. Cristian, say hello.
Hola, hello.
Hola, Christian.
And we're gonna take a little ride down to the lower part. Yes.
As we're heading down, can you tell everyone a little bit about, are there any restrictions in place in Costa Rica right now with COVID? What's the experience like for guests in the country?
Yeah. I mean, this is what I've been telling everybody. We're so privileged here in Costa Rica to really have this amazing experience because, I mean, one of my sons is studying in Germany. You know, my family's in Germany.
Uh-oh. Okay, I think we may have lost him with service. I'm going to share my screen briefly then so we can just talk quickly about COVID.
Are you there?
Yes, okay, you're back. Great.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that. You know, so I'm walking to the room right now. We're gonna go to building 4, but again, you know, just to finish what I was saying, you know, everything is really normal. Everything is open. The stores are open. The beaches are open. The national parks are open. Restaurants are open. So it's really easy to be here. It's a privilege to be here, and there's no testing requirements currently to come to Costa Rica, and the cases have gone down steadily. There's no problems in the hospitals. It's and you know, there's something really special about this country and something special about this mystique of Pura Vida. So we're just very lucky. So I'm walking up to the room, and I think they're just
each of the buildings in Arenas del Mar, there's 3 floors to each one, and the layout of the floors is basically identical. What changes from the top floor and then as you go to the second and then the ground floor is the view. So these ocean view rooms or suites are always going to be on this top 3rd floor. So there's a few stairs to
right. So I'm on the 3rd floor. You know, just outside the room. You know, again with this amazing view. Housekeeping is just finishing up the room, so I'm just gonna walk in here and like straight into the suite. You know, and so don't worry if you see some people still cleaning. Hola. But you know, just want you to. Está bien, no se preocupen. Again, this is the view kind of the other direction. The sun sets right here in front of us, which is pretty amazing. And we're actually looking down at Playitas, where we're going to go later. I don't know if you can see, there's a couple guys body surfing down there. And again, you know, one of the things that's just really spectacular is the view here, and especially in this building, in building 4, you have this all around view. Oh, jacuzzi here. We have these glass railings, so the view is very unspoiled. And then that's one of the bedrooms. We're gonna go back to that in a second. There's Rodbin, our operations manager.
Hello,
Rod. All good. And this is the suite. You know, so this is the living room. But as you can see, we can set this up very nicely for families, so with either 2 beds or 1 bed that can be pushed together. So it can be a big bed or two small beds. This is Raquel. She's our head of housekeeping, putting the last touches on this room. So as I said, I'm sorry that we're still working here, but we really fill up quite a bit on the weekends. Now a lot with local guests, but also international guests. So they're all very busy today. It's Friday.
Gorgeous.
And this is the bedroom of the suite. We have taken a lot of things out of the room just to keep it as uncluttered as possible and to keep it as safe as possible. But it really has everything you need at the beach. There's the bathroom.
All of these suites also on the top floor, they have
shower
bathrooms, which is a really nice feature for families with teenagers who might be hogging
right.
bathrooms.
Yeah, so they have the suite for the living room. There's this extra bathroom with a shower and has everything. And then, so for example, if I close this door here, Robin, can you close this door? This becomes a separate suite, right? This becomes a separate suite, so this is called 403A. And then over here, we have 403B, right? Which is then another room. And this is just a single room with of course, its bathroom. And then the bed here. And of course, the same kind of view. It has, basically, we have the whole wet bar, mini bar outside. Always lock it because otherwise the monkeys steal everything.
And don't leave your key out because they know how to use the keys. If they
yeah, they're very smart. They're very, very smart. And so you have this view of ocean, but also forest, on the other side. So very common to see toucans, even sloths. Maybe we'll run into one of the guides and we'll either find a sloth, but very, very common to see wildlife right here on property. It's 11 o'clock, it's hot right now, so most likely we won't see a whole lot. It was very active this morning and it will be active again in the afternoon. So Kirsten, I don't know if you have any questions, if I need to explain something a little bit more.
Your finger's in front of the camera again.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, this is great. What I get a lot of questions from advisors about how to put like a group together or multi-generational families. So I just wanted Hans to show you that you can book an entire floor for, let's say if you have a family of 6 with like the grandparents and then 2 parents and 2 kids, they can take over an entire floor. There's 2 separate full bedrooms, as you saw, with the king beds. It gives you 3 bathrooms, and then you have that partition that keeps, the grandparents' room, let's say, separate. But then you have the shared living space. So thanks for that, Hans. Are we going? Okay. Do you know?
Going to Playitas.
All right. Well, this is a great question that came in, and it's something that we wanted to address. Do you know where the closest COVID testing site is located? We can do testing on property, or they can go ahead, Hans. You can answer this.
Yeah, it's super convenient here. Quepos has a hospital, so we can either take you there and you can do the test there, or somebody comes to the hotel and does the test for you. Basically in your room. They come all protected, and it's super easy here in Manuel Antonio. I think that's one of the big advantages right now, that the testing is super convenient. We've done it many times already. It works very well. And so you can stay at the beach until the day that you leave. You don't have to go back to San Jose early to deal with all of that.
Angie, I'm getting my testing done in Manuel Antonio. Yeah, it's so Laura just shared. It's $125 each. PCR testing only in Costa Rica right now. We're still waiting for approval on those antigen tests. And her clients are getting tested on site. I'm going to do the same. It's about $125 per person to have the doctor come to the hotel, test on site. And turnaround is, they say up to 48 hours, but it's probably in 24. They're doing a really good job. So we have a blog on our website that I'll share with everyone here. Yes, and 115 at the clinic, but then you're going back and forth in a taxi or with a private transfer. So pay the extra $10 and have the doctor come to you. We have a blog on
you could be the first person that you can say, hey, I got my COVID test at the beach. That's a new thing, right?
So we have a blog on our website, and I'll share this with everyone afterwards. It actually has every property that we work with in Costa Rica and Panama with details on what tests cost, what the turnaround time is, like recommendations for scheduling in advance, and I'll share that. And we're hoping to put one together for Ecuador and Colombia as well.
So Christian is waiting for me here with the.
And just, I think everyone probably knows here if you have clients going to Costa Rica, but there isn't currently a testing requirement to enter the country. You do have to complete an online health form, and then that's available 48 hours prior to boarding, and you'll upload that, and you just need to have that available. And then obviously the US now has the testing requirement to come back. And that can be arranged just about any property that we work with. But I would have to say this at Arenas del Mar and Manuel Antonio is probably the easiest and fastest. Okay, so we are going down to Playitas now. Okay. Okay, thanks, Julie. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Canada can't come back to Costa Rica yet. Yes, Eleanor, that's correct. You do need to buy a specific travel insurance to enter Costa Rica. It needs to cover, I don't want to misquote this right now, but it's like,
the best part, Julie.
I think it's $20,000 worth of medical requirements, and it specifically has to require if you need to quarantine in a hotel due to contracting COVID, the insurance needs to explicitly say that they will cover up to $2,000 in hotel costs. When I investigated this myself back in October, a lot of the international insurance companies were not offering this kind of specific wording that Costa Rica wanted to see. However, you can go, there's two insurance companies that Costa Rica works with. I'll send you the links to those either. One of them is Sagicor. I'm purchasing my policy through them. It's really easy. It checks all of the boxes, and that, immigration is really used to seeing that. You can either buy it online in advance, or there's offices set up at the San Jose airport, and there's one in Liberia, I believe, to take care of guests if they arrive in the country and they don't have the exact insurance. Okay. Angie used INS in December. It costs about $11 per day. There's a lot of good information in the chat feature from people sharing what they've done for their clients.
Okay, I'm coming to Playitas. So this is our pool at Playitas. And see that family? Now this is a really cool family. Voy a hablar de ustedes un poquito. This is a really cool family. They are from San Jose. As you can see, they have two small children. I just met them this morning at breakfast. They sold everything, their house and everything they own, and they decided that they're going to travel for a year now. So they are staying with us here in Arenas del Mar. From here, they're going to Senda in Monteverde, and then exploring other parts of the country. They just want to get to know their country, produce social media. As you can see, there's some other family here as well, but they were super cool. And I'm so impressed with what they're doing. I'll talk to them later, but just since they were here, I just wanted to show you. It just also shows what a great place this is for small children, especially. Like if they're not in school, and you just need to get away, and you're sick and tired of having them in your apartment, then this is really a great place. So here they are enjoying life in Arenas del Mar. Okay, so we're gonna walk into the Playitas restaurant, but nobody really sits in the restaurant, because why would you want to sit in the restaurant if you can sit at the beach? So now we're walking through the restaurant to the beach. Oh, but you know what? We're gonna say hi in the kitchen for a moment. There's the kitchen, and there's Pablo. Hola, Pablo. How are you? Pablo is gonna prepare something for me later. So we're gonna have some lunch at the beach. What's the recommendation for the day?
We have today catch of the day ceviche.
Ceviche. All right, catch of the day ceviche. I love that. And what do you recommend to drink with that?
A beer.
Oh yeah.
Really cold beer.
Imperial or Pilsen?
I rather prefer Pilsen.
Pilsen. Okay. Well, we'll have that discussion later. All right. Thank you, Pablo.
Sure.
All right. Heading to the beach. I mean, Playitas Beach, I come here to work usually, but during the pandemic, I also came and spent a couple of days. And, when you're down here at Playitas Beach, having ceviche, having a beer, lying in one of those sun chairs, it's amazing. This is Alejandro. He's our food and beverage manager.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
We've had huge success down here in Playitas with visitors coming, not people that's staying at the hotel, but just people from the outside that live in Manuel Antonio or that have rented houses that just come here for lunch, because, as you can see, it's quite something. So I'm just going to walk out to the beach, and some people pulled their sun chairs right out there. And the really nice thing here is that this is a private beach. There's no private beaches in Costa Rica. Everybody is allowed to be at the beach. So there's no privacy. But because of this rock formation here, we have a natural barrier to entry. So you have this amazing water right here. There's these guys that we saw from up there that were body surfing. And so we have really, all of this beautiful tropical Playitas Beach all to ourselves. So looking back, and it really is quite something. And what I like is that you don't really see that there's a hotel there, right? You don't really see buildings. You don't really see any intrusion. It feels like you're really like in a secluded place. I'm going to show you the most Instagrammed place in the Central Pacific. So this is this swing that's hanging on a palm tree. So imagine yourself up.
Hans, one question while your video's off first. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I lost you again. So again, this is the most Instagrammable moment, right? You're sitting in this swing, and you have this background. So yeah, just wanted to show you that for a moment. Any questions?
Yeah, I was answering Angie in the questions, but she asked, where is the little surf club located? And I was telling her that's on Espadilla,
Yeah.
just on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically on the other side of these rocks. It's a little bit further, and for this webinar, we wanted to keep it simple and make sure I don't lose the signal. So we didn't go over to that way, but it's basically where I showed you. You're looking down from the mirador, where I told you I like my breakfast table. Just below there is the surf spot.
And one of the reasons for that is you can kind of see how Espadilla is a little more protected from rocks further out. The waves here are typically much smaller. It's great for swimming, for body surfing. Espadilla Beach is a little bit more open, so you have more of a swell coming in, and it's therefore better for surfing.
Yeah.
Well, you're making us all jealous, Hans.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. A lot of people in the north
Right.
of this call got hit with snow, so.
So you can see a little bit of the buildings there behind the trees. So this area right here, we call it Playitas. We have theme nights at night, like barbecue nights, seafood nights, where we just have like stations, so people can try different things. But it's mostly interesting for lunch because I'm gonna sit down here, just walked around enough. I'm gonna take my shoes off so my feet can feel the warm sand. No, I'm not trying to make you jealous.
Hans,
and
one quick question. So what are the policies?
Oh, wait, here's an important thing. Here's an important thing. We have to, Imperial, Pilsen, craft beer, local craft beer. I don't know. Maybe anybody have any preference? What should I drink?
crowdsourcing
I
this.
think I'm gonna go for that one, right? Craft beer. We support, small, independent. Yeah, we're going with craft beer. Okay, sorry, that was an important decision. We're going with craft beer.
Nice.
Sorry, what was the question? What were you gonna say?
I wanted to know, what are the requirements for guests wearing masks at the resort? What is the
Yeah,
policy?
it's funny. Yeah, this morning, some guests came in and they saw us all with the masks welcoming them, and they weren't wearing masks. And I was like, oh, should we wear masks? I say, no, as long as you're outside and as long as, we're wearing masks and there's a distance, we don't require our guests to wear masks. So it's so easy here because just there's always a breeze. It's always outside. It's so easy to keep distance because everything is so wide open. So really, we don't ask guests to wear masks, with the exception maybe if they come a little bit closer at the reception because they have some, reviewing a bill or something. Although that can all be done, touchless if people would like to. So when people go on the golf carts and sit next to the driver, we ask them to wear a mask. But in the golf carts in the back, there's a plexiglass that separates it. And then if you go on transport, maybe you take a taxi to town or something. So I mean, you don't really have to worry about wearing a mask. But if you want to wear a mask because it makes you feel safer or you feel more responsible, that's definitely a good idea.
Linda
Okay.
asked, are masks required in enclosed spaces? And that's if you're in a transfer, for example, with a driver, yes. I believe that is a law in Costa Rica right now that you're required to wear a mask in an inside enclosed space.
Okay. If you want to continue to talk about masks, we can do that, but look at this. You know what this is?
Ceviche.
This is the mixed ceviche. It has some shrimp, some octopus. That's nice. With some plátano chips. Let's see what else we got here. Fresh snapper ceviche.
Oh, that looks
Nice. More decisions. Fresh snapper ceviche or mixed ceviche. Any preference?
I'd go snapper.
I think in this case we have both, right? Yeah, we'll have both. Thank you, Alejandro. Okay, sorry. We were talking about masks. So no need to wear masks. We do go through all the procedures when you arrive. We take your temperature. We ask you to wash your hands. There's hand sanitizer all over. If we do see somebody acting, I don't want to say irresponsibly, but not taking care of themselves or not keeping us safe, we do ask them to please be considerate, especially with other guests. But everybody that comes here is, has told us that they feel very safe, but they feel normal, right? You don't feel weird. You can really kind of have that feeling that the virus is not center stage here. And I think that's what makes people feel good. And that's why a lot of the local guests keep coming back. We have so many repeat guests from San Jose that just keep coming back because they're like, okay, this is the experience we want. This is what keeps us sane in all of this. And the thing for people abroad, I know it's going through hassles. I know it's not easy. I know it's still hard to travel, but if you go through all that and if you make the decision, everybody is super rewarded and really, it's definitely worth it.
Great. Hans, I'm going to ask you to turn your video around for a second so we can see your face again and just open it up. If anyone has questions that we didn't cover, I have some blogs that I'm going to send to you, links to those so you have all of the information on where testing's available, what requirements are for travel to Costa Rica. Again, Arenas del Mar it's 37 rooms and suites. Your hand, there you go. And it's 11 acres, so it's what percentage of occupancy are you at? I think, Hans, you said you had like 16 or 17 check-ins today. Is that right?
Yeah, so it varies quite a bit during the week and the weekend because of the local market. In December, I think, all the month of December, we're at about 45% occupancy in general, which was really good. We're very happy. January was slower. January was a lot less than expected, so it was more like around 25%. February is the same. March is the big unknown. We have a lot of bookings on the books, so if all of those people come, it's going to be wonderful. But if people still need to, postpone, maybe wait a little longer, we'll see. But I just read an article this morning, that by March, most of the elderly population will be vaccinated in the Western, countries, and that a lot of these people will want to be traveling. So we hope that those people will take the plunge after they're vaccinated, and they're going to come down here and start living again. That'd be wonderful. We'd love to have them here. So we'll see. We opened early. We took advantage of the opportunities there were. We will continue to take advantage of the opportunities. We will continue to make sure that the hotel looks fresh, looks new, that all of our staff continues to be with us, continues to be motivated. The experience is intact. That's the most important thing for us. People that have come love the experience, so we're ready. You just tell us, and we're ready for your guests, or we're ready for you. With if you want to come on a fam trip and join me,
Yeah.
with this.
That raises another good point. I think almost everyone in this call is in the travel industry, but Cayuga published some really great rates for like an industry member bringing a non-industry guest. So if you want to do your own vacation and have an educational trip at the same time, I'll follow up with all of those. So you have those are for all of the Cayuga Collection hotels. And the only really restriction on when we can offer the rates is based on occupancy. So it might require some flexibility, but it's a really attractive offer. I think that, and I certainly am very much looking forward to being right there with toes in the sand in just a little under 2 weeks.
Right. No, and the same experience you have here in Arenas del Mar, you have a same experience at Cura, just down the road, or on the other coast in Hotel Aguas Claras, and even in the cloud forest up in Monteverde at Senda. I've just been there last week, and it's magical right now. I mean, the sunsets you see from up there are really quite special, and it's a little bit cooler. There's some wind, but it feels nice, and with a nice little sweater, you're good, and you're good to explore the cloud forest. It's not raining as much right now. So, I always, Kristen and I say, the combination of Arenas del Mar and Senda is really a winner. And so we're gonna definitely continue to recommend that combination, especially for families, but also for couples.
And yeah, I'm going to
try
be
this
posting some video and photos. I don't know if any of you saw Clark's Ecuador series he did when he traveled in October 2020. I won't be able to produce quite at that level, but we'll be updating you from my experiences traveling through Costa Rica. Does anyone else have more questions? Anything we didn't cover? I have more PowerPoint slides, but I don't think I need to show them. This is what you came for, was seeing it live from the perspective of someone who's there.
Kirsten, this is Laura Krugli. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you, Laura.
Oh, okay, Han. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. So I had to hop on a really quick. I had to hop on a call, so I had your video up, but you may have already covered this. So I have two questions. One, is there social media assets and photos, Kirsten, that we can find and use for our social media or for our own personal websites that don't have royalties?
Yes, 100%. We have everything in high-res image downloadable from Dropbox, and I'll get to you in a follow-up email.
Okay, perfect. That's amazing. And then two, my clients that actually arrive next week, they're very excited. They haven't traveled, I think, out of the country in maybe 15 years. They have 5 kids. So, and ironically, he's an OBGYN. So he, of course, is very nervous testing positive while he's there and not being able to get back to his practice. Is there a situation, or what would happen if any client tests positive, but then they keep testing positive, well past 14 days. I have a friend that's in month 5 of testing positive, although she no longer has symptoms. Is there a doctor's clearance or anything that could get a client out of country if they keep testing positive?
Oh, this is a medical
I
question.
think that's yeah, I don't dare to answer that question, but
Okay.
what I can assure you is we'll do everything possible to, first of all, if that happens, which probably won't happen, to really take care of them.
Right.
And then and figure out how to do that. I definitely a doctor question, but what I can tell you is like we'll they haven't traveled, family of 5. We'll just call me, we'll take
Yeah.
personally
Well,
care of
thank
them, make
goodness
sure that.
it's just the two of them. This is their delayed anniversary trip from last
Okay,
year.
okay, okay, yeah.
But yeah, and I don't think any resort wants to keep someone on property for months if they can't get home.
Yeah.
But they have Allianz and they have the government insurance. They don't have, like something like MedJet. We just have the, medical coverage through both of the other policies. But again, we're all getting doomsday questions that hopefully,
Yeah.
but we try to be as informed as possible and as transparent with our clients.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No,
Thank you.
but reach out to us. We'll make sure that they have the time of their lives, and they really, because if there's one thing that I want you all to take from this, is it's we're still in pandemic, but if you come to Costa Rica, if you come to Arenas del Mar, we can make you feel normal. We can rescue your mental health quite a bit, and
Right.
and this is really the message. Yes, it's it takes some hassles and testing, and there's some risk, like what you mentioned, your what if, but if you cross the street, there's also risk involved in that. So we'll do our best to really take care of them, to really make sure that they feel comfortable, and out of many places in the world where you could go to right now. I mean, I am thanking the Lord every morning that I am in Costa Rica, and I'm able to be here because it's really a blessed country, and the pandemic really hasn't hit us like many other countries. So yeah, that's really the message I wanna get across. And this is not a promotional message. If you don't feel comfortable yet, that's okay. I understand, but if you do have that itch and you say, I'm in between going absolutely crazy versus versus staying at home, Costa Rica is your best bet to come.
Laura.
Well, thank you, Hans. And I also have a compliment to give. Every time I interact with the Arenas del Mar, especially through the chat feature, it's incredible. They're on top of everything. They immediately pull up my client's reservation. They answer all questions. It's very unique to get that immediate information and connection with the resort. And you guys do it so well, and I really appreciate it.
I will pass that on to Maria Jose, Andrea, and Cindy to make sure that they hear that. And we're also working right now really hard on a feature that will allow you to go into our system directly, make the reservation directly, get the best promotion, get your net rate. So we're, have taken advantage of this little bit of a break to up our game in technology. So hopefully within the next 2 months, you'll hear from us, and that will make the booking process, not only at Arenas del Mar, but all the Cayuga properties, more easy, faster, less friction. But of course, whenever you run into something, there's always going to be somebody available on the chat to help you, because we certainly don't want to use that personalization, even if we get a little bit more techy.
That's great. Well, send Cindy and Andrea a beer from Houston for me. They deserve it.
Okay, great.
Laura, can you send me a message with your client's details just so we can, flag
Absolutely.
And then Angie made a nice comment about there's an insurance policy. It's in the chat that your client could consider about a private medical jet transfer back to the U.S. if they transfer, if they test positive. That's just one answer to the what if scenario. So
Yes, absolutely. And I'll send you an email. Thank you, Kirsten.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today. All right. Anybody else?
Anybody else coming? Getting married? Need a break?
I think everyone probably needs a break. Well, then I just want
So
to.
you know, let us know. Also, let us know if you enjoyed this format. You know, because this is the first time we're doing this. This is, you know, kind of improvising. You know, my fingers on the camera, and you know, it's sorry about that. You know, we're really just kind of improvising. But if you enjoy this format, we could do this when Kirsten is here from Cura. We could do this from Aguas Claras on the Caribbean coast. We can do it from Stenda. We can do. We can do a lot of that. So, you know, let us know if you enjoyed this, and then we'll do more of that. I'm loving it. You know, I can do this every day.
Yeah, we'll definitely do more of this when I'm in the country. See other questions. Linda, yes. So I think you're in the Q&A. If you click on the chat feature, you might be able to see them. But otherwise, yes, I'll type up a Q&A document, send it to everyone that attended, the links to images, the links so you have information on the insurance. I'll get that out to you later this afternoon. Yeah, Hope said best format for being on property, seeing the entire property live. I agree. And you know, somewhere like Kudarat might be a little bit easier where we're in a smaller space, so it's not as the Wi-Fi is not dropping out. But yeah, just wanted to thank everyone again for attending. Thank you, Hans, and all of your staff for taking us through Arenas Del Mar. And I will hopefully be having a beer with you in the sand in about 2 weeks. Okay. All right,
Okay.
everyone.
Thank you all. Thank you for your support. You know, thanks for hanging in there. It's been rough for you, I know, but we're here for you. And anything you need,